whistle blew at 5 o'clock. Steel-toe boots hit the parking lot. Dust on his jeans, sweat on his brow. Billy said, boys, I'm off the clock now. Taylor called, said, don't stay late. He laughed and said, baby, I'll be home by 8. Kissed the phone, threw it on the seat, then followed those neon lights down Main Street. The band was loud, the room was packed. Cold beer lined up across the bar like that. Everybody's shouting, Billy, come on, he should have known better. But the night felt young. It was Friday night fire, burning wild and bright. Gasoline, laughter, under neon light. He said, just one drink, but one turned into 5. Friday night fire made a good man feel alive. Feel alive. Old friends talking about the glory days. Fast cars, fist fights, girls they chase. Billy held up his glass and grinned, said, we're only young once, pour it again. His wallet held a picture worn of his little girl the day she was born. But the jukebox played and the crowd sang loud, and home felt 100 miles away somehow. Outside the clouds rolled black and low. Rain started tapping on the window. The bartender said you might want to slow it down. Billy just laughed and bought another round. It was Friday night fire, burning wild and bright. Gasoline, laughter, under neon light. He said just one drink, but one turned into 5. Friday night fire made a good man feel alive. Feel alive. His phone lit up at 10:30. Are you coming home? Flashed again. He tapped leaving now, but stayed for more while the rain came down outside that door. There's always a moment before things change, before one bad choice takes everything away. A voice in your head says you've had enough, but pride gets loud when the whiskey talks tough. Friday night fire, burning out of control. A little bit of heaven with the devil in the smoke. He said, I'm fine, boys, I can handle the drive. Friday night fire had him feeling 10 feet high. The band played the last song, the chairs went upside down. The bartender started sweeping broken glass off the ground. Billy grabbed his jacket and reached down for his keys. His best friend caught his shoulder, said, just give those things to me. Billy pulled away and smiled. He said, brother, I'll be fine. Then he walked into the thunder and disappeared into the night. Friday night fire was fading in the rain. Neon in the mirror, running through his veins. He said, just one more mile and I'll be home alive. Friday night fire was about to change his life. The porch light kept burning, the storm kept rolling on, and somewhere down that highway, a radio played a song. Friday night fire, Friday night fire. Some flames keep you warm, some flames burn your whole life. The supper went cold around 8:30. Your little girl asked why you were late. I told her Daddy's on his way. Then watched another hour fade. She fell asleep in your old chair, with her tiny hand still resting there on the picture that we took last spring. You're holding her on that tire swing. There's a porch light burning at the end of the road for a man who promised he was coming home. Every pair of headlights makes my heart believe. Then they pass right by and disappear from me. The rain keeps falling, the night keeps turning, and I'm still waiting with the porch light burning. I called your phone at 10:30. It rang and went to voicemail again. I typed, please tell me you're okay. 3 little dots never showed their face. The wind picked up, the screen door shook. I stood by the window and watched and looked. Your coffee cup was by the sink, and I tried my hardest not to think. There's a porch light burning at the end of the road for a man who promised he was coming home. Every pair of headlights makes my heart believe, and they pass right by and disappear from me. The rain keeps falling, the night keeps turning, and I'm still waiting with the porch light burning. You said one drink, I won't be long, but one drink always brings another one along, and somewhere underneath that neon glow, you forgot the ones who needed you most. Our little girl woke up at 12:05, asked is Daddy home, but he arrived. I pulled her close and forced a smile, said go back to sleep, he'll be here in a while. But the thunder cracked across the sky, and something deep inside me cried, like the night already knew your name, and the road was waiting in the rain. There's a porch light burning at the end of the road for a man who promised he was coming home. Every distant engine makes me run outside, but the driveway stays empty every time. The clock keeps moving, my hope keeps hurting, porch light burning. At 2:12 the whole house went still. No sound but the rain against the windowsill. Then at 2:30 the telephone rang, and nothing in this house would be the same. The porch light burned until the morning came, shining down on an empty lane. Now every night when the sun goes low, I leave it on, though I know you won't come home. There's a porch light burning at the end of the road, for the man I loved and the life we were owed. No more headlights can make me believe, but I can't bring myself to let the darkness cover me. The rain stopped falling, but my heart's still hurting, so I'll keep waiting with the porch light burning. Yeah, I'll leave it shining through every storm, for the man who promised he was coming home. Last call bell rang through the smoke. Half the room laughed at a worn-out joke. Billy leaned back with his boots on the rail while rain beat hard on the window pane. His best friend pushed a glass away, said, "You had enough for one long day." Billy grinned like he couldn't be told, said, "I've driven worse on darker roads." His phone lit up with a picture from home, a little girl smiling beside her mom. Underneath it, 6 words burned: "Please come home, we're still awake." But he raised that glass like a man unafraid and let one bad choice seal his fate. He took one more for the road, one more lie he told, one more mile with the white lines moving like ghosts beneath the chrome. One bad turn, one flash of light, one siren in the night. He thought he had the whole world waiting, but the world don't wait forever when you take one more for the road. The bartender reached for Billy's key, said, "Call a ride and stay with me." But pride came talking through the whiskey haze, and Billy pulled his hand away. He said, "My house ain't 5 miles out. I know every bend, I know this town." Then he stepped into the thunderstorm with his collar up and his judgment gone. The neon died in the rear turned the radio up too loud, like noise could keep the truth shut out. He took one more for the road, one more lie he told, one more mile with the white lines moving like ghosts beneath the chrome. One bad turn, one flash of light, one siren in the night. He thought he had the whole world waiting, but the world don't wait forever. When you take one more for the road. Highway 9 was slick and black, rain hit hard against the glass. The center line band left and right, and every curve disappeared at night. His daughter's picture lay on the seat, a birthday smile looking back at him. He reached to move it from the floor and drifted where he shouldn't go. And taillights broke through sheets of rain, a horn cried out. He jerked the wheel, the tire screamed, the guardrail shook, and time stood still for one last look. He saw the porch light in his mind, his little girl saying, "Daddy, good night." He whispered a name into the dark before the whole world came apart. He took one more for the road, one more lie he told, one more mile with the white lines moving like ghosts beneath the chrome. One bad turn, one flash of light, one siren in the night. He thought he had the whole world waiting, but the world don't wait forever. When you take one more for the road. Now there's a picture behind the bar. Make the call before you go. Somebody's waiting in the dark with a porch light burning home. Loud and the bottle talks, and you feel 10 feet tall when you try to walk. Remember Billy in the rain that night. Remember one drink can steal a life. Don't take one more for the road. Don't let pride take control. Call a friend, leave the truck, let somebody drive you home. Before one bad turn, one flash of light, put your name beside the highway. Somebody needs you living more than you need one more. No, the world don't wait for us, so don't take one more for the road. Leave the keys there on the bar, make the call before you go. Somebody's waiting in the dark with a porch light burning home. Rain came down like gravel on the roof. Billy held the wheel and chased the truth. The bar lights faded in the mirror behind as it crossed the county line to Highway 9. The radio preacher said, "Turn around," but Billy laughed and turned the volume down. He knew every fence post, curve, and sign said I could drive this road with both eyes blind. The wipers fought, but they couldn't keep time. With the storm rolling hard over Highway 9, the yellow lines twisted, disappeared, and returned like a fuse through the darkness waiting to burn. Highway 9 was shining like a loaded gun, blacktop and thunder, nowhere left to run. Rain on the windshield, whiskey in his veins, foot on the gas trying to outrun the blame. Every mile was a warning, every sign said slow, but the devil rides beside you when you think you're in control. He was racing toward a moment he could never leave behind on a cold and crooked stretch of Highway 9. Her phone kept buzzing on the passenger seat. Her name lit the cab with a pale blue beam. He looked away once, then once again, but he couldn't face the words she'd send. Your little girl is asking where you are. He read that line beneath the dashboard stars. He typed almost home with one shaking hand, then drifted across the center span. A truck horn cried from the other lane. He snapped back hard through the driving rain. The tires broke loose, then caught once more, and Billy's heartbeat hit the floor. Highway 9 was shining like a loaded gun, blacktop and thunder, nowhere left to run. Rain on the windshield, whiskey in his veins, foot on the gas trying to outrun the blame. Every mile was a warning, every sign said slow, but the devil rides beside you when you think you're in control. He was racing toward a moment he could never leave behind on a cold and crooked stretch of Highway 9. At Miller's Creek, the water ran high, lightning split open the southern sky. A white wooden cross stood beside the bend for another man who met his end. Billy saw it flash in the corner of his eye. Flowers tied beneath it faded and dry. For half a second, fear cut through like the dead was saying, "This could be you." He eased off the gas, let the engine fall, then heard his friends in his memory call. "Fine, Billy, you've driven worse," and pride pushed his boot back down through the floor. Now the road ran narrow through the pines, no houses, no moon, no warning lights, just rain of steel and a reckless man trying to get home faster than a promise can. Highway 9 was shining like a loaded gun, blacktop and thunder, nowhere left to run. Rain on the windshield, whiskey in his veins, foot on the gas trying to outrun the blame. Every mile was a warning, every sign said slow, but the devil rides beside you porch light far in his mind. Warm through the rain, steady and bright. He whispered, baby, I'm almost there. While the road through another curve from nowhere. The red tire slipped on the painted line. The truck swung wide on Highway 9. He fought the wheel and held on tight as two wide headlights broke through the night. Highway 9 was shining like a loaded gun. One flash of lightning and the damage was done. Rain on the windshield, terror in his veins. Both hands praying as he fought the lane. Every mile it warned him, every sign said slow. But the truth comes fast when you lose control. And the last thing Billy saw before the world went wide was a pair of headlights on Highway 9. The storm kept moving, the river kept rising, the porch light kept burning, and the siren started crying. Highway 9, Highway 9. Some roads take you home. Some roads take everything in time. Two white beams cut through the pouring rain. Billy saw them coming in the wrong side lane. His hands locked tight, his breath went thin, and every bad choice came crashing in. He pulled the wheel hard toward the right. The tires lost hold in the blackened night. Steel met rail with a violent sound, and the whole truck started spinning around. The radio screamed, the glass broke loose. There was no more road and no excuse, just his daughter's picture against the floor, and the life he loved behind one door. Headlights in the pouring rain, one split second, a lifetime of pain. One wrong move, one final chance, gone before he could understand. The world went white, the night stood still. A man met the truth at the foot of the hill. He thought he had time to make it right, till everything ended in the headlights. Across the road was a young man named James, driving home through the storm and rain. His wife beside him, asleep in the seat, a baby's shoes lying down by her feet. He saw Billy's truck come drifting wide and turned so hard that the car went sideways. The horn stayed down, the brakes locked tight, as both lives hung in the same dark night. James hit the ditch and tore through the mud. His wife woke up while James held her close and wouldn't let go. Headlights in the pouring rain, one split second, a lifetime of pain. One wrong move, one final chance, gone before he could understand. The world went white, the night stood still. A man met the truth at the foot of the hill. He thought he had time to make it right, till everything ended in the headlights. Billy opened his eyes beneath twisted steel. Couldn't move his legs, could barely feel. Rain came through where the windshield had been, cold on his face, washing over his skin. His phone lay glowing just out of reach, her last words burning across the screen. Please come home, she needs you tonight. He tried to answer, but had no strength left. The smell of smoke filled the broken cab. He heard James calling from across the grass. Hold on, brother, help's on the way. But Billy knew there were things help couldn't save. He saw his little girl in a summer dress, running through the yard with her arms outstretched. He saw his wife underneath the porch light and whispered, "Tell him I'm sorry tonight." Headlights in the pouring rain, one split second, a lifetime of pain. One wrong move, one final chance, gone before he could understand. The world went white, the night stood still. A man met the truth at the foot of the hill. He thought he had time to make it right, till everything ended in the headlights. And red lights painted the trees and road, sirens echoed through the valley below. Firemen worked through the shattered frame, calling out numbers, asking his name. A deputy found a bottle inside, half empty beneath the passenger side. He looked at the picture stuck to the glass, a father and daughter from a happy past. James and his wife would both survive, but the baby inside her almost lost its life. And Billy learned in his final breath, a reckless choice can reach farther than death. The rain slowed down near morning light. Steam rose up from Highway 9. The tow truck pulled what remained away, but the marks in the road would never fade. Headlights in the pouring rain, one split second, a lifetime of pain. One wrong move, one final chance, gone before he could understand. The world went white, the night stood still. His last goodbye at the foot of the hill. He thought he had time to make it right. Time ran out beneath the headlights. So when the bottle says you're still okay, and pride tells you to drive away, remember the family's caught in the fight on opposite sides of the same headlights. Two white beams cut through the pouring rain. quiet except for the rain tapping soft against the window pane. A cartoon flickered without a sound while shadows stretched across the ground. His little girl slept in Daddy's chair, wrapped in the jacket he always wore there. Her mother stood by the kitchen phone, trying not to feel so alone. The porch light burned through the storm outside. She told herself he was still on his way. Then the clock changed once and the whole world froze when the telephone rang at 2:13. The call came at 2:13. A stranger's voice said, "Ma'am, are you sitting down?" The room went cold, her knees went weak. She heard every word but couldn't make a sound. One hand held the phone, one covered her mouth while the rain kept falling on that little house. A life can break without warning when the call comes at 2:13 in the morning. He asked her name, then asked about him. Said there had been a crash near Miller's Bend. She gripped the counter, whispered, "Is he alive?" The silence answered before he replied. He said, "We did everything that we could, and nothing after that was understood." The kitchen clock kept counting time like the world hadn't ended on the other line. She slid to the floor beside the wall with his last message glowing through it all. "Leaving now, I'll see you soon. A little white lie beneath the silver moon." The call came at 2:13. A stranger's voice said, "Ma'am, are you sitting down?" The room went cold, her knees went weak. She heard every word but couldn't make a sound. One hand held the phone, one covered her mouth while the rain kept falling on that little house. A life can break without warning when the call comes at 2:13 in the morning. A small voice called from down the hall. "Mama, was that Daddy who called?" She wiped her face and tried to stand, but grief is heavier than any woman can. Her daughter walked in holding his coat, sleep in her eyes, hope in her voice. Asked, "Is Daddy almost home?" And her mother felt her whole heart break. She pulled her close against her chest, held her tighter than she ever had. How do you tell a little girl that home will never feel the same again? She said, "Baby, Daddy had an accident, then lost the strength to say the rest." The child looked toward the open door and whispered, "But he promised before." The call came at 2:13. Stole the future they had planned. Birthday candles, Sunday drives, a father holding his daughter's hand. One ring in the dark, one officer's voice, one terrible ending to one reckless choice. A life can break without warning when the call comes at 2:13 in the morning. By 3 o'clock, the neighbors came. Coffee brewed, but no one drank. His brother stood out in the rain, staring down the empty lane. The little girl kept asking why Daddy left, why Daddy died. Her mother had no words to give for why one drink had cost his life. At sunrise, she turned the porch light off, then stopped with her hand against the switch. She left it glowing one more day, like somehow he might still find his way. Years from now, that clock will read 2:13 and she'll still feel everything. The thunder, the voice, the kitchen floor, and the promise that walked out the door. The call came at 2:13. The strangest voice changed everything. The room went cold, the night stood still, and grief moved in where love had been. One hand held the phone, one held her child, while blue lights flashed for miles and miles. A life can break without warning. When the call comes at 2:13 in the morning, now every time a phone rings late, her heart still runs back to that date, to the porch light, the pouring rain, and the night she never heard his voice again. At 2:13, at 2:13, one call ended the life they knew. At 2:13. Sunday morning sunlight crossed the kitchen floor. Coffee filled the room, but Daddy didn't walk through the door. His little girl came running with a ribbon in her hair and stopped beside the table when she saw his empty chair. She asked, "Mama, should I save his plate? Baby Daddy's only running late." Her mother turned away so she wouldn't see her cry, and said, "Baby, come sit close to me," but couldn't tell her why. There's an empty chair beside the window where Daddy used to laugh and say her name. His old work coat is hanging in the hallway, but nothing in this house still feels the same. She keeps listening for his boots across the floor, keeps watching every time someone comes through the door. A little girl still leaves a place for him there beside Daddy's empty chair. His coffee cup stayed sitting by the sink. His baseball cap still smelled like oil and rain. She wore it lower above her eyes and said, "I look like Daddy, don't I, Mama?" With a smile. She drew a picture of their family, 3 stick figures underneath a tree, then added angel wings around his back and asked if heaven ever sends Daddy's back. Her mother held the paper to her chest, said he loved you more than all the rest, but love cannot explain to someone small why a promise didn't bring him home at all. There's an empty chair beside the window where Daddy used to laugh and say her name. His old work coat is hanging in the hallway, but nothing in this house still feels the same. She keeps listening for his boots across the floor, keeps watching every time someone comes through the door. A little girl still leaves a place beside Daddy's empty chair. At school they had a father-daughter dance. She brought the invitation home inside her hands. She laid it gently on his empty seat and went upstairs without saying anything. That night her mother found her on the floor with Daddy's picture pressed against her heart. She whispered, "He was supposed to dance with me. He promised when I turned 8 he'd be there." Her mother sat beside her in the dark, said, "Your daddy made a terrible mistake, but the worst thing that he ever did could never change how much he loved you." The little girl looked up through tearful eyes, said, "Then why did he choose that road that night?" No answer came, just thunder far away and the porch light glowing through the rain. There's an empty chair beside the window where Daddy should be watching her grow. There'll be birthdays, games, and graduations, and 1,000 things he'll never get to know. She'll keep listening for his voice inside her dreams, keep finding little pieces of him in everything. But no amount of love can put him there, back in Daddy's empty chair. Years passed slowly through that little house. Her feet grew longer and her voice grew loud. The ribbons disappeared from her hair, but she never moved his old wooden chair. On graduation morning, dressed in white, she placed her cap across its worn-out side. Said, "Daddy, I made it just like you said," then kissed the photograph beside his chair. She learned that grief does not disappear, it only changes shape throughout the years. And every reckless choice can leave behind an empty place that lasts a lifetime. There's an empty chair beside the window, but she carries Daddy everywhere. In the strength she found, the life she built, and every hard-earned answer to her prayers. Still when rain starts falling late at night, she sees his face beneath the porch light and remembers why she leaves a place for him there, beside Daddy's empty chair. So leave the keys, make the call, don't let one proud moment cost it all, because somewhere there may be a child waiting for your footsteps in the hall. Don't leave a picture, don't leave a prayer, don't leave your family with an empty chair. There's a coat still hanging by the doorway, a coffee cup collecting dust beside the sink, a little girl who still asks about her daddy, and a woman learning how to breathe through everything. There's a truck sitting silent in the driveway, keys in a drawer no one wants to touch, a stack of bills, a house gone quiet, and 1,000 dreams that disappeared at once. That bottle took the birthdays, took the dances down the hall, took the Sunday morning laughter, took the pictures from the wall. It took a husband from a woman, took a father from a child. It didn't steal just one man's future, it took a whole family's life. It took the sound of boots across the floorboards, took the bedtime stories every single night, took the hand that should have held her at graduation, and the arms that should have held his wife. It took the plans they made for next December, the little house they swore they'd make their own. It took every road they hadn't traveled and left them standing in the wreckage all alone. That bottle took the birthdays, took the dances down the hall, took the Sunday morning laughter, took the pictures from the wall. It took a husband from a woman, took a father from a child. It didn't steal just one man's future, it took a whole family's life. The town called it a tragic accident, but she knew it started long before the rain. With every voice that said you'll make it, and every time he drove away again. Now she hears him in the thunder, sees him in their daughter's eyes, and every time the child asks why him, she has to live that night another time. That bottle took the birthdays, took the dances down the hall, took the Sunday morning laughter, took the pictures from the wall. It took a husband from a woman, took a father from a child. It didn't steal just one man's future, it took a whole family's life. It took the father-daughter wedding dance before she ever learned to drink, took the man who should have taught her what forever's supposed to mean. It took the fights they might have worked through, took the years that could have made them strong, took every chance to say I'm sorry, and every chance to make the wrong things right. But the bottle didn't hold the steering wheel, and the whiskey didn't choose the road. The man let pride become his master, and left the ones he loved to bear the load. What the bottle took can't be replaced, no prayer can turn the hands of time. No flowers on a roadside cross can give a little girl her daddy back alive. So leave the glass and leave the keys, let somebody else take you home tonight, because one reckless choice can take tomorrow from every person in your life. Now there's a photograph behind the bar and a warning written underneath. It says this man thought he could make it, but the people he loves still pay the price. So when you hear that last call ringing and you swear you're sober enough, think about the empty chair at home and everything the bottle takes from us. That bottle took the birthdays, took the dances down the hall, took the Sunday morning laughter, took the pictures from the wall. It took a hug kill just one man's future. It took a whole family's life. It took one night.
It took one night.
It took one road.
It took one road.
It took one man.
It took one man
who should have gone home. And what it left behind was a family learning how to live with what the bottle took. There's a picture behind the bar in a frame of weathered wood. A man with one arm around his daughter, smiling like a father should. Most folks passing through don't know him. They just order, laugh, and stay. But the ones who lived here back then still remember Highway 9 that day. Old Ray keeps it by the register, where the neon catches on the glass. And when somebody reaches for their car keys after drinking too much too fast, he points up toward that photograph and says, "Friend, before you leave, there's a whole lot more inside that frame than what your eyes can see." There's a picture behind the bar of a man who didn't make it far. One last drink, one stormy night, one pair of keys and flashing lights. Now his little girl has grown without him, and his wife still wears the scars. So leave your pride beside your glass when you see that picture behind the bar. Some say Billy was a good man, worked hard and loved his home. Never thought one reckless moment could leave everyone alone. He knew every road in the county, knew each curve and every sign. But whiskey made him feel immortal on that rain-soaked Highway 9. His daughter used to come in Sundays when the place was closed and still. She would stand beneath his picture like she was waiting for him still. Then she'd ask old Ray about him, about the jokes her daddy told. And Ray would give her every good part while leaving out the road. There's a picture behind the bar of a man who didn't make it far. One last drink, one stormy night, one pair of keys and flashing lights. Now his little girl has grown without him, and his wife still wears the scars. So leave your pride beside your glass when you see that picture behind the bar. Years went by and faces changed. The old jukebox got replaced, but Billy's photograph stayed hanging in the same familiar place. Then one Friday just past midnight, a young man barely 22 stumbled laughing toward the doorway, said, "I'm fine, I always do." Ray stepped out from behind the counter, took the young man by the arm, said, "Before you make that same mistake, take a look at who it harmed." The young man stared up at the picture, then at the message underneath. It read, "Someone is waiting for you, leave your keys and let them breathe." He stood there quiet for a minute, then laid his keys down on the wood, called his brother for a ride home like Billy always should. There's a picture behind the bar, and tonight it kept one man from going far. One old frame, one painful truth, one second chance for someone new. Billy couldn't change the road he chose, or erase his family scars. But maybe one life makes it safely home because of that picture behind the bar. Now every closing time old Ray turns the bottles upside down, sweeps the floor and dims the lights while silence fills the town. He looks up at Billy's smiling face and whispers, "You saved one more tonight," then leaves the porch light glowing outside like a beacon through the night. There's a picture behind the bar of a man who never made it home, but his story still keeps traveling down every road he should have known. So when the whiskey says you're ready and your pride says you're not far, remember somebody needs you living in that picture behind the bar. Leave the keys, make the call, getting home is worth it all. There's a picture behind the bar and a warning in his eyes. One man's ending became the reason someone else survived. Last call rang through a Friday night, neon buzzing underneath the lights. A young man laughed and raised his glass, said, "Home ain't far, I'll make it back." Old Ray watched him reach inside for the keys hanging by his side, and pointed toward that wooden frame and said, "Son, take a look at his name." Billy's picture caught the light, a father smiling before that night, and underneath in letters worn, "Somebody needs you coming home." Leave the keys there on the bar, you don't have to prove how strong you are. Call a friend, call your brother, let somebody drive you home. There's a porch light burning somewhere, there's a child listening for your car. One small choice can save tomorrow, so leave the keys there on the bar. The young man stared into that frame and heard the rain without the rain. Saw a little girl beside that chair, saw a woman waiting in despair. He thought about his wife at home, about the message on his phone, "Please be safe, I love you still." And suddenly the room went still. He set the keys down by his drink, closed his eyes and started to think how close a man can come to gone, just trying to prove that nothing's wrong. Leave the keys there on the bar, you don't have to prove how strong you are. Call a friend, call your brother, let somebody drive you home. There's a porch light burning somewhere, there's a child listening for your car. One small choice can save tomorrow, so leave the keys there on the bar. His brother pulled up 10 minutes late. He climbed inside and shut the gate. No flashing lights, no twisted steel, just tires rolling slow and still. They passed the bend on Highway 9 where white crosses stood beside the pines. The young man looked out through the glass and whispered, "That could have been my last." When he walked through his front door, his little boy came running across the floor. His wife wrapped both arms around his neck, and he held them like he understood at last. Sometimes courage ain't a fight, sometimes courage calls a ride. Sometimes the strongest thing a man can do is let somebody else take the wheel tonight. Leave the keys there on the bar, you don't have to prove how strong you are. Call a friend, Let somebody drive you home. There's a porch light burning somewhere. There's a child listening for your call. One small choice can save tomorrow, so leave the keys there on the bar. Billy couldn't change that stormy night, couldn't turn around to make it right. But every time somebody stays, his story saves another day. The picture behind the bar still shines, a warning born on Highway 9. And every man who hears that song gets one more chance to make it home. So leave the keys there on the bar. Let love remind you who you are. Call a friend, call your brother, let somebody drive you home. There's a family counting minutes, there are arms waiting where you are. Getting home is worth your pride, so leave the keys there on the bar. No sirens crying, no mother praying, no child waking to an empty chair. Just morning sunlight, a front door opening, and the man they love still standing there. Leave the keys, make the call. Getting home is worth it all. Some roads take everything, but tonight this road brought him home.